महाविष्णु सरस्वतीनामावलिः। श्री विष्णवे नमः।
श्री विष्णवे नमः।
श्री लक्ष्मीपतये नमः।
श्री लक्ष्मीपतये नमः।
श्री कृष्णाय नमः।
श्री कृष्णाय नमः।
श्री वैकुंठराय नमः।
श्री वैकुंठराय नमः।
श्री गरुडध्वजाय नमः।
श्री गरुडध्वजाय नमः।
श्री परब्रह्मण्ये नमः।
श्री परब्रह्मण्ये नमः।
श्री जगन्नाथाय नमः।
श्री जगन्नाथाय नमः।
श्री वासुदेवाय नमः।
श्री वासुदेवाय नमः।
श्री त्रिविक्रमाय नमः।
श्री त्रिविक्रमाय नमः।
श्री दैत्यान्तकाय नमः।
श्री दैत्यान्तकाय नमः।
श्री मधुरिपवे नमः।
श्री मधुरिपवे नमः।
श्री तार्क्षवाहनाय नमः।
श्री तार्क्षवाहनाय
नमः।
श्री सनातनाय नमः।
श्री सनातनाय नमः।
श्री नारायणाय नमः।
श्री नारायणाय नमः।
श्री पद्मनाभाय नमः।
श्री पद्मनाभाय नमः।
श्री ऋषिकेशाय नमः।
श्री ऋषिकेशाय नमः।
श्री सुधाप्रदाय नमः।
श्री सुधाप्रदाय नमः।
श्री माधवाय नमः।
श्री माधवाय नमः।
श्री पुंडरीकाक्षाय नमः।
श्री पुंडरीकाक्षाय नमः।
श्री परात्-पराय नमः।
श्री परात्-पराय नमः।
श्री वनमालिने नमः।
श्री वनमालिने नमः।
श्री यज्ञरूपाय नमः।
श्री यज्ञरूपाय नमः।
श्री चक्रपाणये नमः।
श्री चक्रपाणये नमः।
श्री गदाधराय नमः।
श्री गदाधराय नमः।
श्री उपेन्द्राय नमः।
श्री उपेन्द्राय नमः।
श्री केशवाय नमः।
श्री केशवाय नमः।
श्री हंसाय नमः।
श्री हंसाय नमः।
श्री समुद्रमदनाय नमः।
श्री समुद्रमदनाय नमः।
श्री हरये नमः।
श्री हरये नमः।
श्री गोविन्दाय नमः।
श्री गोविन्दाय नमः।
श्री ब्रह्मजनकाय नमः।
श्री ब्रह्मजनकाय नमः।
श्री कैटभासुरमर्दनाय नमः।
श्री कैटभासुरमर्दनाय नमः।
श्री श्रीधराय नमः।
श्री श्रीधराय नमः।
श्री कामजनकाय नमः।
श्री कामजनकाय नमः।
श्री शेषशायिने नमः।
श्री शेषशायिने नमः।
श्री चतुर्भुजाय नमः।
श्री चतुर्भुजाय नमः।
श्री पांचजन्यधराय नमः।
श्री पांचजन्यधराय नमः।
श्री श्रीमते नमः।
श्री श्रीमते नमः।
श्री सार्घ्नपाणये नमः।
श्री शाङ्गपाणये नमः।
श्री जनार्दनाय नमः।
श्री जनार्दनाय नमः।
श्री देवताय नमः।
श्री पीताम्बरधराय नमः।
श्री देवताय नमः।
श्री देवताय नमः।
श्री जगत्काराय नमः।
श्री जगत्काराय नमः।
श्री सूर्यचन्द्रविलोचनाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
सूर्यचंद्र
सूर्यचन्द्रविलोचनाय नमः।
श्री मत्स्यरूपाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
मत्स्यरूपाय
मत्स्यरूपाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री कूर्मतनवे नमः।
श्री
श्री
कूर्मतनवे
कूर्मतनवे
नमः।
नमः।
श्री क्रोडरूपाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
क्रोडरूपाय
क्रोडरूपाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री नृकेसरिणे नमः।
श्री
श्री
नृकेसरिणे
नृकेसरिणे
नमः।
नमः।
श्री वामनाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
वामनाय
वामनाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री भार्गवाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
भार्गवाय
भार्गवाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री रामाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
रामाय
रामाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री हालिने नमः।
श्री
श्री
हरिणे
हरिणे
नमः।
नमः।
श्री कल्किने नमः।
श्री
श्री
कल्किने
कल्किने
नमः।
नमः।
श्री हयवदनाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
हयवदनाय
वदनाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री विश्वाम्भराय नमः।
श्री
श्री
विश्वाम्भराय
विश्वाम्भराय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री सिंसुमराय नमः।
श्री
श्री
सुकुमाराय
सिंसुमाराय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री श्रीकराय नमः।
श्री
श्री
श्रीकराय
श्रीकराय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री कपिलाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
कपिलाय
कपिलाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री ध्रुवाय नमः।
श्री
श्री ध्रुवाय
ध्रुवाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री दत्तात्रेयाय नमः।
श्री
श्री दत्तात्रेयाय
दत्तात्रेयाय नमः।
नमः।
श्री अच्युताय नमः।
श्री
श्री
अच्युताय
अच्युताय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री अनन्ताय नमः।
श्री
श्री
अनन्ताय
अनन्ताय नमः।
नमः।
श्री मुकुन्दाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
मुकुन्दाय
मुकुन्दाय नमः।
नमः।
श्री उदधिवासाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
उदयवासाय
उदधिवासाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री श्रीनिवासाय नमः।
श्री
श्री श्रीनिवासाय
श्रीनिवासाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री लक्ष्मीप्रियाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
लक्ष्मीप्रियाय
लक्ष्मीप्रियाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री प्रद्युम्नाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
प्रद्युम्नाय
प्रद्युम्नाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
पुरुषोत्तमाय
पुरुषोत्तमाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री श्रीवत्सकौस्तुभधराय नमः।
श्री
श्रीवत्सकौस्तुभधराय
श्रीवत्सकौस्तुभधराय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री मुरारातये नमः।
श्री
श्री
मुरारातये
मुरारातये
नमः।
नमः।
श्री अदोक्षजाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
अदोक्षजाय नमः।
अदोक्षजाय नमः।
श्री वृषभाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
वृषभाय
वृषभाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री मोहिनीरूपधराय नमः।
श्री
श्री
मोहिनीरूपधराय
मोहिनीरूपधराय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री संकर्षणाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
संकर्षणाय
संकर्षणाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री पृथ्वे नमः।
श्री
श्री
पृथवे
पृथवे
नमः।
नमः।
श्री क्षीराब्धिसायिने नमः।
श्री
श्री
क्षीराब्धिसाय
क्षीराब्धिसायिने
नमः।
नमः।
श्री भूतात्मने नमः।
श्री
श्री
भूतात्मने
भूतात्मने
नमः।
नमः।
श्री अनिरुद्धाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
अनिरुद्धाय
अनिरुद्धाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री भक्तवत्सलाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
भक्तवत्सलाय
भक्तवत्सलाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री नराय नमः।
श्री
श्री
नराय
नराय नमः।
नमः।
श्री गजेन्द्रवरदाय नमः।
श्री
श्री गजेन्द्रवरदाय नमः।
श्री त्रिदाम्ने नमः।
श्री
श्री
त्रिधामने
त्रिदाम्ने
नमः।
नमः।
श्री भूतभावनाय नमः।
श्री
श्री
भूतभावनाय
भूतभावनाय
नमः।
नमः।
श्री श्वेतद्वीप सुवास्तव्याय नमः।
श्री
श्वेतद्वीपसुवास्तव्याय नमः।
श्री सूर्यमण्डलमध्यगाय नमः।
श्री
सूर्यमण्डलमध्यगाय नमः।
श्री भगवते नमः।
श्री
भगवते नमः।
श्री शङ्करप्रियाय नमः।
श्री
शङ्करप्रियाय नमः।
श्री नीलकान्ताय नमः।
श्री
नीलकान्ताय नमः।
श्री धराकान्ताय नमः।
श्री
धराकान्ताय नमः।
श्री वेदात्मने नमः।
श्री वेदात्मने नमः।
श्री बादरायणाय नमः।
श्री
बादरायणाय नमः।
श्री भागीरथी जन्मभूमि पादपद्माय नमः।
श्री भागीरथी जन्मभूमिपादपद्माय नमः।
श्री सतां प्रभवे नमः।
श्री
सतां प्रभवे नमः।
श्री स्वभुवे नमः।
श्री
स्वभुवे नमः।
श्री घनश्यामाय नमः।
श्री
घनश्यामाय नमः।
श्री जगत्कारणाय नमः।
श्री
जगत्कारणाय नमः।
श्री अव्यायाय नमः।
श्री
अव्ययाय नमः।
श्री बुद्धावताराय नमः।
श्री बुद्धावताराय नमः।
श्री शान्तात्मने नमः।
श्री
शान्तात्मने नमः।
श्री लीलामानुषविग्रहाय नमः।
श्री
लीलामानुषविग्रहाय नमः।
సో ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ చదవండి. ఓం శ్రీ దామోదరాయ నమః. ఓం యాడ్ చేయండి అన్నిటికీ.
ఓకే ప్రభుజీ. ఓం శ్రీ దామోదరాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ
దామోదరాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ విరాట్ రూపాయ నమః.
ఓం
శ్రీ విరాటాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ భూతభవ్య భవత్ప్రభవే నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ భూతభవ్య భవత్ప్రభవే నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ ఆదిదేవాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ ఆదిదేవాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ ప్రహ్లాద పరిపాలకాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ ప్రహ్లాద
దేవాయ నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ శ్రీ మహావిష్ణవే నమః.
ఓం శ్రీ
ప్రహ్లాద పరిపాలకాయ నమః. ఓం శ్రీ 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 మహావిష్ణవే నమః.
హరే కృష్ణ.
వెరీ గుడ్.
తప్పులుంటే క్షమించండి ప్రభుజీ.
No, perfect. It was perfect. Yeah. So దీంట్లో okay, Neela is there, right? So we cannot talk in Telugu. So in this Ashtottara Shatanamavali, Vishnu Ashtottara Shatanamavali, you can see lot of the names connected to our discussion are there. Sri Gajendra Varadaya Namaha, Damodaraya Namaha,
బాదరాయణాయ నమః.
Vadarayanaaya Namaha, Mukundaya Namaha. ఇంకా ఇంకేమున్నాయి? ప్రద్యుమ్నాయ నమః, అనిరుద్ధాయ నమః, వాసుదేవాయ నమః, సంకర్షణాయ నమః. We discussed about the Om, right? The 4 aspects of Om. So everything is there in this Ashtottara Shatanamavali.
Chaturthi Vibhakti, Prabhuji. Most of them. Yeah is there.
Chaturthi Vibhakti, everything. Yeah. That means My pranams to Achyuta. My pranams to Damodara. My pranams to Govinda. My pranams to Mukunda. So without saying Namaha, it is implicitly included. When you say Aya, it is implicitly included.
In the starting also they added Sri now, Prabhuji, like Shri.
Yeah, everything has a beginning, Sri, right? Yeah, Sri Mahalakshmi. So Sri Mahalakshmi Sameta Govindaya Namaha. So Sri Mahalakshmi Sameta, whatever names are there. Okay.
Like this Mukundamala Stotram would Rayal Prabhuji ma.
Sri Vallabhaya Namaha.
స్టార్ట్ చేశాను ప్రభుజీ ఒక 15 వచ్చే తర్వాత
స్టార్ట్ చేశారా?
చేశాను. మీరు అంతా అయిపోయే లోపల నేమ్స్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి కదా, యాడ్ చేద్దాము అనుకుంటున్నాను కానీ 15 నేమ్స్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంకా రావట్లేదు నాకు రాయడానికి. అంటే ఇంకా మిగతా శ్లోకాలు కాలేదు కదా ప్రభుజీ. సో అంటే రిలేటెడ్ టు స్టోరీ కూడా లైక్ అనన్య ప్రేమాయ నమః అలా కూడా ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తే కొన్ని వస్తున్నాయి. We'll try to finish that. లాస్ట్ లో రాస్తాం ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీ
108 చేయండి. లాస్ట్ లో ఏంటి?
రసం ప్రభుజీ విరచిత ముకుందమాల
మర్చిపోయింది. దీంట్లో
ఒక నామం యాడ్ చేసేస్తాం ప్రభుజీ. శ్రీనివాస కసం ప్రభుజయాయ నమః అని ఒక నామం యాడ్ చేసేస్తాం ప్రభుజీ.
దీంట్లో వచ్చింది శ్రీనివాసాయ నమః వచ్చింది. Yeah. Okay, very nice. Okay, so this will cover our time for shloka recitation. So we are not going to recite Gajendra Stuti today, but we will start the discussion right away. Yeah, by the way, Urukrama Prabhu, thank you so much for sending the summary in Telugu so nicely.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was so useful. I received a call from Sharwani. She said, thank you so much to that Prabhuji, whoever wrote summary in Telugu. It was very helpful. Everybody likes it so much.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah.
Prabhuji, చిన్న రిక్వెస్ట్.
చెప్పండి.
స్తోత్రం స్టార్టింగ్ గుష్వతే యస్య నగరే, ఇది కంపల్సరీ చదవాలా ప్రభు? బాగుంటుందా ఇది చదవాలనా? అసలు మనకు ప్రభుపాదుల బుక్ లో ఎందుకు లేదు అనేది నాకు వచ్చింది.
చదవాలి, ఎందుకంటే దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రణామ్ మంత్ర ఫర్ కులశేఖర ఆళ్వార్, who has written Mukundamala Stotra. Just like how we have Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Pranam Mantra, Sri Krishna Pranam Mantra, like that, this is the Pranam Mantra for Kulshekar Alvar. So first we offer respect to Kulshekar Alvar and then we recite the shlokas.
థ్యాంక్ యూ బాబు. మీరు ఈ విధంగా కొంచెం మాకు ఎంకరేజ్మెంట్ ఇస్తుంటే చాలా మాకు పాత రోజులు గుర్తొస్తున్నాయి. ఈ విష్ణు సహస్రనామమైన ముకుందమాల స్తోత్రమైన ఇవి నేను రెగ్యులర్గా చూసుకుని చదివేది. ఎప్పుడైతే చైతన్యంలోకి వచ్చానో కొంచెం అవాయిడ్ చేశాను. విష్ణు సహస్రనామం రెగ్యులర్గా చదువుతున్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ. మహాప్రభు యొక్క ఉదాహరణ చెప్తూ మాకు చెప్పడం చాలా బాగా పనికొచ్చేది. నెక్స్ట్ ముకుందమాల స్తోత్రం మీద కూడా నాకు చిన్న అంటే ఈ భగవద్గీత ఈ భాగవతంలో పడి అది అన్నట్టు అయిపోయేది. కానీ మీరు ఆ ప్రసంగంలో చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు ముకుందమాల స్తోత్రం యొక్క విశిష్టత. అంతకుముందు ఫస్ట్ టైం వచ్చినప్పుడు కూడా చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు. భగవద్గీత కన్నా ముకుందమాల స్తోత్రం అనేది మన భక్తిలోకి ముందుకు వెళ్ళడానికి చాలా సహాయపడుతుందని మీరు ఫస్ట్ మా యొక్క టెంపుల్లో అడుగు పెట్టినప్పుడు ఆ రోజు మొట్టమొదటి వాక్యం చాలా బాగా గుర్తుంది నాకు. ఇది ఎందుకు మీరు నాకు ఫస్ట్ టైం ఎప్పుడైతే అంటే లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ప్రభు మొత్తానికైతే ఫస్ట్ టైం మీరు అడిగి వచ్చారు, ఆ రోజు చెప్పారు. మరి నేను అప్పుడే కొత్తగా వచ్చాను, భగవద్గీత ముఖ్యమని ప్రభుపాదుల వారు చెప్తూ ఉంటారు, ప్రభుత్వ అని నేను మొత్తం చదివాను. స్తోత్రం విత్ వివరణ అన్ని చదివాను. అది ప్రభుపాదుల వారే ఫస్ట్ తను బుక్స్ లో తను ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేయడంలో ఆ యొక్క ముకుందమాల శ్లోకాలని ఇంటర్ప్రిట్ చేశాడనే విషయం క్లారిటీ వచ్చేసరికి చాలా సంతోషం అనిపించింది ప్రభు.
యా, ఫస్ట్ బుక్ అదే ప్రభుపాద రాయడం స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. ఫస్ట్ బుక్ ముకుందమాల స్తోత్ర, బిఫోర్ భాగవతం, బిఫోర్ భగవద్గీత.
యొక్క మెయిన్ ఈ ముకుందమాల స్తోత్రమైన విష్ణు సహస్రనామం, ఆదిత్య స్తోత్రం, ఇటువంటివన్నీ మీ నోటి నుంచి వినడం చాలా సంతోషం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
యా, గుడ్. ఎందుకంటే మన సౌత్ ఇండియన్స్ కి దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ సిన్స్ చైల్డ్హుడ్, రైట్? చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి ఇవే చూసాము, ఇవే విన్నాము, ఇవే స్తోత్రాలు పారాయణం చేస్తూ వచ్చాము మనము. సో ఇప్పుడు ఆపాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. అవి ఇస్కాన్లోకి వచ్చినంత మాత్రాన ఇస్కాన్లో వేరే టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫిలాసఫీ, వేరే టైప్ ఆఫ్ లిటరేచరు, లేకపోతే వేరే టైప్ ఆఫ్ కీర్తన్స్ ఉన్నా కూడా వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు స్టాప్ దీస్.
నాకు బెంగాలీ నాకు కొంచెం కన్వీనియంట్ అనిపించలేదు కొంత, అంటే కొన్ని విషయాలు చాలా బాగా అనిపించేది. కొన్ని స్తోత్రాలు చాలా బాగున్నాయి. అవి అది రాధా మాధవ అయినా ఇట్లాంటి వింటూ ఉంటే చాలా బాగా అనిపిస్తుంటాయి. లేకపోతే నేను రెగ్యులర్ గా రిసర్చ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటా వాటిని, చాలా. కానీ కొన్ని విషయాలలో బెంగాలీ పదాలు కొంచెం కన్వీనియంట్ అనిపించేసరికి మన తెలుగు ఎక్కడో మిస్ అవుతున్నాం, లేదా మన సంస్కృతి ఎక్కడో మిస్ అవుతున్నాం అనే ఫీలింగ్ వచ్చిండే. మీరు రావడం మాకు చాలా, గత 2 years నుంచి మీకు నేను ఇప్పుడు కొత్తగా కనబడుతున్నా కానీ నేను 2 years నుంచి మిమ్మల్ని మీ యొక్క మాటల్ని ఎప్పటికి మననం చేసుకుంటూ ముందుకెళ్తున్నా.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. యా, చాలా మందికి నచ్చింది. సో నన్ను టెంపుల్లో ఎక్కడ కనపడ్డా కూడా ముకుందమాల స్తోత్ర ప్రభు అంటారు అందరూ.
చాలా డీప్ భక్తి సెన్స్ అనేది చాలా బాగున్నది ప్రభు దాంట్లో. నాకు ఆ ముకుంద మహారాజ్, సారీ కులశేఖర గారు మహారాజ్ చేసి నాకు తెలియదు అసలు చరిత్ర. మీరు చెప్పిన తర్వాత నేను ఆయన చరిత్ర గురించి తెలుసుకోవడం జరిగింది. చాలా తిరుపతిలో ఒక గడప లెక్క తను మారాడు అనేది, అది వినడంతో చాలా నాకైతే గూస్ బాంబ్ అంటున్నారు కదా, చాలా బాగా వచ్చేది నాకు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
యా, కులశేఖర పడి.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, so let's start our discussion today. Shri Gajendra Uvacha.
Shri Gajendra Uvacha.
svātmanīdaṁ nija-māyayārpitaṁ kvacid vibhātaṁ kvacata tirohitam.
svātmanīdaṁ nija-māyayārpitaṁ kvacid vibhātaṁ kvacata tirohitam.
aviddha-dṛk sākṣy ubhayaṁ tad-īkṣate ātma-mūlo vatu parāt-paraḥ.
aviddha-dṛk ubhayaṁ tad-īkṣate ātma-mūlo vatu parāt-paraḥ.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about. So am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. Yes, yeah. So yesterday we began the discussion of this shloka. So in this shloka, if you look at the words, svātmanīdaṁ nija-māyayārpitaṁ. Yes, Prabhu.
ఒకసారి ఈ యొక్క గజేంద్ర శరణాస్తుతి యొక్క ఫస్ట్ నుంచి కొంచెం ప్రీ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ టైప్ లో ఈ 3 శ్లోకాలను కొంచెం చెప్తూ ఈ 4th శ్లోకం ప్రభు.
ఓకే, షూర్.
అంటే నేను మధ్యలో ఒక 2 classes మిస్ అయ్యాను కదా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే, షూర్. So Prabhuji is asking me to give a quick overview of the previous 3 shlokas and come here. So in the very first shloka spoken by Shukadeva Goswami, Shuka Mahamuni. So he's saying that evam vyavasito buddhya samadhaya manohridi jajapa paramam japyam pragjanman anushikshitam. Here Shuka Mahamuni is saying that after fighting for 1,000 years, Gajendra, now he realized that he is in a big danger and he cannot protect himself. He cannot protect by himself. So then, whatever mantras he learned, whatever stotrams he learned in the previous lifetime, he memorized, he remembered them, and he started reciting. The same Gajendra Stuti, whatever we have been reading every day, the same Gajendra Stuti, Gajendra in the previous lifetime as Indradumna Maharaj, he recited, memorized, and the same thing he remembered now. Okay, and then text 2 onwards, shloka number 2 onwards, Gajendra starts reciting the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yata Chidatmakam Purushaya Dibhijaya Pareshaya Bidhimahi. So here Gajendra is invoking the Omkara, the Pranava Nadam. This is the invocation for all of, this is the invocation, auspicious invocation that is invoked in all the Vedas, in all the Vedic mantras, in Gayatri mantra. Even Bhagavatam also begins with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Gajendra is also invoking that auspiciousness by saying Om. Actually, Om is not part of the shloka, but he's invoking auspiciousness first, and then Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. My pranams to Bhagavan, who is, and that Bhagavan is described with different adjectives. Chidatmakam, Purushaya, Adibijaya, Pareshaya, and Abhidhimahi means let me meditate. Let me meditate on Paresha. Let me meditate on Purusha. Let me meditate on Adi Bija. These are the different names of Bhagavan, Vishnu or Narayana, and these are the different adjectives describing different features or potencies of Bhagavan. Chidatmakam means one who is the source of all the Atmas, one who is the knower of all the Atmas, one who is the owner of all the Atmas, one who is the maintainer of all the Atmas. That is Chidatmakam. Or one who gives the consciousness, the Chit Shakti to all the Atmas. Just like this body, the body is useless without Atma. Our individual Jivatma gives Chit Shakti to this body. And where does our Jivatma get that Chit Shakti from? It gets it from Super Soul or Bhagavan. That's why Bhagavan is known as Chidatmakam. Purusha. Purusha means he is the only cosmic man. He is Purusha and we are all Prakriti. He is the enjoyer, we are enjoyed. We are objects. And he is the enjoyer who enjoys those objects. Purusha. Adi Purusha. He is Adi Purusha. He is Purana Purusha. In Bhagavad Gita also we have a chapter, 15th chapter. The chapter itself is titled as Purushottama Prapti Yoga. We are also Purushas in the material life. We are also Purushas. But Bhagavan is Purushottama. The best of all Purushas. Purushottama. and Adi Bija. He is the seed-giving father. He is the seed-giving father. Adi Bija. Bija means Bija Prada means seed-giving father. Adi Bija means for the first time when we fall from spiritual world into material world, that first time Bhagavan gives the seed to us to take birth in the material life. And then after that, we take birth in different mother's wombs in every lifetime. And we'll have a biological father who will be the seed-giving father. But the first bija is given by Bhagavan, Adi Bija. Paresha. Paresha means is the supreme controller. Isha means controller. Para Isha means supreme controller. Okay. And then next shloka, Gajendra is continuing to describe other attributes of Bhagavan. Yasmin idam yataschedam yenedam ya idam swayam yosmat parasmacha paras tam prapadye swayam bhuvam. Yasmin idam. Here the word idam is repeated several times. Yasmin idam, yatascha idam, yena idam, ya idam. So idam means Gajendra is referring to the material world, the creation. Yasmin idam means everything rests upon him. And also he rests in everything. So here Gajendra is talking about creation. How the Lord creates and maintains. The Lord creates this material world by incarnating himself into 3 Purushavataras. The 3 Purushavataras are Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So Karanodakshaya Vishnu, when he is lying down in the causal ocean, and with every breath, with every exhale, with every breath out, unlimited number of Brahmandas come out. And once the Brahmandas are created, that same Mahavishnu enters into each of those Brahmandas as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. The Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul for that universe. For that Brahmanda, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is the super soul. Because without super soul, the universe cannot operate. The universe will be, it cannot move, it cannot operate, nothing can function. So as soon as Vishnu enters into that universe as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, then there is some consciousness in that universe. And within the universe there are so many jivas. So Vishnu enters into each and every jiva as Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, as Paramatma in our heart. Okay, so Yasmin idam means he rests into everything and everything rests upon him. At the time of creation, Vishnu enters into each and every living entity, and at the time of destruction, Laya or Pralaya, all the jivas will go and take rest in the tummy of Mahavishnu, the stomach of Mahavishnu. Okay, so that is the meaning of the first word, Yasmin idam. Yatascha idam means everything, Yatascha idam. What's the meaning of yatascha idam, Sarita?
Comes from him only. It comes from
him. Yena idam means?
Enedam means manifestation.
Yeah. So yatascha idam means everything originates from him. Everything emanates from him. Everything emanates from him. And ena idam means it is personally manifested by him. How? When Mahavishnu simply glances on the Prakriti. Prakriti is the matter, the pradhan, the raw material which is used to create the Brahmandas and the living entities within the Brahmandas. So Mahavishnu creates all this simply by glancing. Simply by glancing, he impregnates the Prakriti. Okay? So he manifests. Ya idam means yenedam means he manifests it personally by himself, by glancing over the Prakriti. He does not delegate this job. If he wants, he can delegate this job. But no, he takes special interest in the creation. Just like when a child goes to college, to a different city, what do the parents do? They go along with the child to the different city and they arrange the entire room. If it is a dorm or hostel or an apartment room, they buy so many things for the child and they nicely arrange everything. A work desk, bed, books, everything that is needed for the child. The parents, they don't send a servant to take care of all these things. They can send 10 servants to take care of all these things, but they do it personally because they have love and affection for the child. And finally, idam swayam means idam swayam. And whatever is created, that is not different from you. If there is a rock or stone, that stone is not different from Bhagavan. That stone is not different from Bhagavan. Similarly, if there is a person, that person is not different from Bhagavan. And that doesn't mean we can equate both a person and Bhagavan, right? The person is not different from Bhagavan because he has the same qualities as Bhagavan. But quantity is different. Quality is same. Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Every living entity is my part and parcel. They are my amsha. So if we are an amsha of Bhagavan, we will have all the qualities of Bhagavan, but in smaller quantity. Bhagavan has those qualities in unlimited quantity. Bhagavan is Vibhu, we are Anu. He is infinite, we are infinitesimal. Infinitesimal means small, Anu. Whereas Bhagavan is Vibhu. Okay? And Yosmat Parasmat. Yo Asmat. Yo Asmat means the cause. Para Asmat, the effect. Everything that is happening in our material world, everything that is happening in our life, in our individual life, there is a cause and effect. Cause means the reason, the karana, why it is happening. There is a hand of God behind everything. So that is para asmat. Asmat is asmat is the effect, and para asmat is the karana. So Krishna is Bhagavan is the reason for both cause and effect, but he is beyond this cause and effect. He is not affected by karma, he is not affected by action and reaction, he is not affected by anything that happens in the material world. So he is para. The last word, if you look at para, he is beyond all these things. To that personality who is Swayambhu, who manifests by himself, who is the cause of all causes, who has no cause. He is Swayambhu. He is self-manifested. In Bhagavatam also, Shukadeva Goswami, Shuka Mahamuni says, Krishnastu Swayam Bhagavan. Shuka Mahamuni describes 26 incarnations of Krishna, like all the Dashavataras, and then there are 16 other avataras. Shuka Mahamuni describes all these 26 avataras, and in the end he says, Krishnastu Swayam Bhagavan. The source of all these avatars is Krishna, because he is Swayam Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan by himself. He is not an incarnation. He is not an avatari. The Krishna avatara in Dwapara Yuga, 5000 years ago, that's an avatara. But originally, Krishna is Bhagavan by himself. The Rama avatara in Treta Yuga, it's an avatara of that Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. And Mahavishnu is also an avatara of that Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. So Tvam Prapadye Swayambhuvam. And in text 4 and 5, svātmanīdaṁ nija-māyayārpitaṁ kvacid vibhātaṁ kvacata tirohitam. Since Gajendra is describing about the creation, he is saying that by his own potency, nija-māya. Nija-māya means, maya means the material energy. There are two things, yoga-maya and maha-maya. Maha-maya is material energy. Yoga-maya is spiritual energy. So with his material energy, with his own energy, nija-maya. So in Sanskrit, whenever you see nija, that means you have to consider it as self, his own energy. By his own energy, the material world, kvacid vibhātaṁ, kvacata tirohitam. Vibhātaṁ, tirohitam. Vibhātaṁ means appears. Tirohitam means disappears. Sometimes it appears, sometimes it disappears. And we discussed this yesterday, like how for this body itself there is vibhātaṁ and tirohitam. When this body is born, it is vibhātaṁ. When the body dies, it is tirohitam. Similarly, when the Kali Yuga ends, when the Yuga ends, that is the tirohitam for the Yuga, partial annihilation. And when the next Yuga starts, that is vibhātaṁ for the Yuga. So there is partial annihilation and complete annihilation. Partial annihilation means at the end of each Yuga, everything is annihilated, everything is destructed. And complete annihilation means at the end of Brahma's 100 years, that is complete annihilation. Brahma's lifespan is 320 trillion years. Very, very long number. So at the end of Brahma's 100 years, everything including Brahma is annihilated, and then the Srishti happens again. Okay, next. Aviddha-dṛk sākṣy ubhayaṁ īkṣate. Dṛk, the word dṛk means to see. Drishti. Drishti comes from the root word dṛk. So this Bhagavan is a sākṣy. Sākṣy of what? Ubhayaṁ. Ubhayaṁ means two, both. What are those two? Srishti and Laya. Vibhātaṁ, tirohitam. He is Dṛk sākṣy for these two things. And he is always observing them. So ātma-mūlo vatu parāt-paraḥ. Ātma-mūla. This is an important word here. Ātma-mūla means, mūla means the source. Ātma-mūla means he is the source of himself. We are Krishna's amsha, whereas Krishna, he is Ātma-mūla. He is the source of himself. He is the source of himself. Avatu. Avatu mam. Avatu mam means me. Avatu means protect. O Bhagavan, you are the sākṣy who is observing the Srishti and Pralaya, and you are the source of yourself. Please protect me. Parāt-paraḥ. Parāt-paraḥ. Parāt means transcendental. Paraḥ means transcendental to transcendental. Now, how do we understand this? Transcendental to transcendental. Transcendental means something that is beyond the material world. What is beyond material world? The Brahman. The Brahman effulgence. You know, in India, there's a Brahma Kumari organization, right? Who are Mayavadis, who are impersonalists. They don't believe in personal form of God. They believe that God means some light, some effulgence. That is true. That is one aspect of God, but that is not the complete aspect of God. So there is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. 3 levels. So that Brahman is transcendental. That is the first level of transcendental, which is beyond material world. You know, if somebody starts traveling from material world to the spiritual world, as soon as they cross the material space, okay, up in the sky, as soon as they cross the material space, then they will reach Brahman. I mean, with any rocket or any spaceship, nobody can go to Brahman, because Brahman is beyond material world. People in the material world, with any material object, they cannot travel to Brahman. But only a person who is practicing Brahman, if he achieves perfection, then their destination will be Brahman. So that is para. Brahman is para. It is superior. It is transcendental. But Bhagavan is higher than that Brahman, parāt-paraḥ. That is the word in that shloka, last word in the shloka. Parāt-paraḥ. That means he is transcendental to transcendental. Transcendental to transcendental. Because he is above that Brahman. As Paramatma, as Bhagavan, he is above that. So that's the meaning of the word parāt-paraḥ. So let's read the complete translation of this shloka. Chandrakala, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Chadutarā idi?
Jyota Prabhuji.
Ah.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by expanding his own energy, keeps this cosmic manifestation visible and again sometimes renders it invisible. He is both the supreme cause and the supreme result, the observer and the witness in all circumstances. Thus he is transcendental to everything. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection.
Okay. So Krishna is the supreme cause and witness of all creation, sustaining and annihilating the entire creation through his energies. And Krishna's transcendental nature is beyond birth, death, creation, destruction, because Krishna is eternally present and he is unchanged by everything that he is doing. He is creating, maintaining, annihilating. He is doing all this and he is witnessing, but he is unchanged, unaffected. So Gajendra, by calling out these different attributes of God, he is expressing his complete surrender by calling out to Bhagavan, who possesses all these qualities, because only that person can protect him. Only a person who is beyond this material world can help him, can protect him. So yesterday we discussed about the annihilation, right? So what happens during annihilation? There'll be completely darkness and there'll be the entire creation will be filled with water. So yesterday, after the class, during the daytime, when I opened Facebook, something popped up on Facebook that says that scientists have discovered enormous amount of water much below, much underneath the sea, underneath the oceans. How low? About 400 miles beneath. Now imagine 400 miles means from Seattle to Portland, it's about 120 miles. So imagine 4 times of that underneath the sea. And how much amount of water they found? Much more water than the water in all the water bodies in the world. Now, when I read that, something interesting struck me. At the time of annihilation, the entire world will be filled with water. So I was wondering, where will that much amount of water come from? Now, when I read this news in Facebook, I thought maybe that's the reason for the destruction, for the purpose of destruction. Bhagavan has kept so much amount of water underneath the ocean, and when it is the time, he will bring that water up and fill the entire creation with that water. Now these scientists, as soon as this is a new discovery, very recent discovery. These scientists, what they are thinking is, they are thinking of using that water as the source of future needs. Now there is a scarcity of water everywhere, right? Scarcity of good water everywhere. So scientists are thinking of using that water, which is 400 miles beneath the ocean. They're trying to use that water as the source of consumable water, drinking water or water for daily usages. I don't know how far they will be successful in doing that. But I was thinking, the only reason I can think of, it's not mentioned in any Shastras. Maybe it's mentioned in Bhagavatam that I have not read. But to me, it looks like that large amount of water underneath the sea will be used to fill the entire creation with water at the time of annihilation. Okay. And even in that, so when the annihilation happens, there will be complete darkness. The darkness is called tamas. There are three modes, right? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Tamas means darkness. So even in the darkest cosmic annihilation, Krishna's effulgence remains the same, which indicates or which symbolizes hope beyond all darkness. When Satyavrata Manu, during the annihilation, when he saw Bala Mukunda lying down on the leaf of a banyan tree, Shesha Sai, that is like hope-giving thing. When you see everything dark around you, when there is a heavy amount of rain and then all water and completely dark, but you see one radiating, effulgent personality, Bala Mukunda, lying down on a leaf of a banyan tree, as they say in English, hope at the end of the tunnel. Hope at the end of the tunnel. So he is the hope-giving effulgence. Okay. So, and we also discussed about how Krishna creates, right? How Krishna manifests everything simply by his look, by his glance. Krishna's glance is very compassionate, very soothing. Krishna's compassionate glance, it soothes the distress of devotees. And his smile, his beautiful smile, removes all the misery. There are some shlokas in Bhagavatam that glorify Krishna's face, Krishna's beautiful eyes, Krishna's beautiful glance, Krishna's beautiful smile. Because he is impregnating everything, impregnating the Prakriti simply by looking, simply by his glance, he is impregnating everything. So if we meditate on that glance, then we can forget all our miseries. So let me show those shlokas from Bhagavatam. Yeah, this is the shloka 3.28.30. It is spoken by Kapila Muni. Kapila's instructions on the execution of devotional service. Who is Kapila teaching this to? His own mother. And who is Kapila, by the way? Kapila is one of the 26 incarnations of Bhagavan described in Bhagavatam. If you look at the list of Dashavataras, in Dashavatara, Kapila is not there. Dashavatara only Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha, Balarama, Krishna, Rama, and so on. So Kapila is part of the 20 Kapila. No, Buddha is also there in Dashavatara, right? Yeah, Buddha is there in Dashavatara. Kalki is also there in Dashavatara. So Kapila is one of the 26 incarnations of Bhagavan. And Kapila is teaching Bhakti Yogam to who? His own mother, Devahuti. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 28, Shloka number 30. Yachrīniketamalibi parisevyamānam bhūtya swaya kutilakuntalavrindajushtam mīnadvayashrayamabi kshipadabjanetram dhyayen manomayamatandrata ullasadbhru. Let's read the translation. Sarita, can you read this?
The yogi then meditates upon the beautiful face of the Lord, which is adorned with curly hair and decorated by lotus-like eyes and dancing eyebrows. A lotus surrounded by swarming bees and a pair of swimming fish would be put to shame by its elegance.
Yeah. So here, Krishna's face is described. His face is compared to Śrīniketam. Śrīniketam means lotus, a lotus flower. This is another word for lotus. During our discussion long time ago, we discussed different names in Sanskrit for lotus. Aravinda, Pundarika, Padmapatra or Padma,
Saroja.
Saroja, yeah, Ambuja. What else? So like that, Śrīniketam means a lotus. So Krishna's face is lotus-like. His eyes are lotus-like. Everything is lotus-like. The yogi then meditates upon the beautiful face of the Lord, which is adorned with curly hair, decorated by lotus-like eyes, dancing eyebrows, a lotus surrounded by swarming bees, and a pair of swimming fish would be put to shame. In the next shloka talks about Krishna's glance. This is what we discussed, right? Bhagavan impregnates the Prakriti simply by his glance. He manifests everything personally. How? By impregnating the Prakriti through his glance. The yogi should contemplate. Shamla, can you read this?
Yes, Prabhuji. The yogis should contemplate with full devotion the compassionate glances frequently cast by the Lord's eyes, for they soothe the most fearful threefold agonies of his devotees. His glances accompanied by loving smiles and full of abundant grace.
Yeah. So there are three things: face, his eyes, and then smile. Three things. So when we take darshan of the Lord in the temple, we have to start with his padaravinda, his lotus feet, and then when we come to his face, mukaravinda, we have to pay attention to these three things: his face overall, and then his beautiful glance, beautiful vision, and then his smile. So face, eyes, and smile, because everything comes from his eyes. So if we look at his eyes, if we meditate on his eyes, then that will give us relief from the material suffering. That will help us remember the Lord both in good and bad times. In Bhakti Yoga, you don't remember God only when you have difficulty. You remember God all the time, both in good times and bad times, all the time. So what is the shloka here? तस्यावलोकमधिकं कृपयाति घोरा तापत्रयोपशमनाय निःश्रुतम् अक्ष्णो स्निग्धस्मितानुगणितं विपुलप्रसादं ध्यायेत् चिरं विपुलभावनाय गुहायम्. Snigdha Smita means loving smile. Smita means smile. You will see this name. Some girls will have the name Susmita, right? Susmita means beautiful smile. Like that, Snigdha. Snigdha means with love and affection. Snigdha Smita. Snigdha Smita. So his face, eyes, and smile are the only Upasamana. This is a word in Telugu also, right? Upasamana. This is the only Upasamana for our material suffering. So these two shlokas, so far we have learnt about his face and eyes and little bit about his smile. In the next shloka also the smile is further described. I'll tell about that. Yeah, but before that, somebody wanted to say something.
From the smile, actually, I was reminded. I saw Narasimha movie recently, and that scene where Prahlad cries out to Vishnu to show himself, and Vishnu appears before him and picks him up in his arms. The glance that he casts upon Prahlad, I thought it was so beautiful. It could not be that animation could capture that glance of so much love and compassion. Also, when Prahlad tries to calm down Narasimha and approaches him to calm down, and when Narasimha sees Prahlad, his anger goes away and his eyes are filled with that look of love and compassion.
Yeah. So you are referring to that scene where Vishnu appears in the sky and beautifully smiling. Is that the one you are referring to?
Yes, and he picks up Prahlad.
Yeah. So, yeah, see, the reason when somebody is smiling, that means there are no difficulties. He's happy, right? So when we look at the Lord's smile, the Lord is always smiling. You go to any temple, the Archamurti Vigraha of the Lord is always smiling. That means we can go to the temple and take darshan of the Swami and look at the beautiful eyes and his smile and forget all your miseries. Upasamana. Snigdha smita upasamana. And then this shloka here, the next shloka, shloka number 32, that glorifies the smile further. Hasam harer avanta kila lokatvibra sokashu sagara vishashanam atyudaram sammohanaya rachitam nija-māyayāsya bhrumandalam munikrute makaradhvajasya. Okay. Vishalya, are you still there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Can you read this translation?
Yes. A yogi should similarly meditate on the most benevolent smile of Lord Srihari, a smile which, for all those who bow to him, dries away the ocean of tears caused by intense grief. The yogi should also meditate on the Lord's arched eyebrows, which are manifested by his internal potency in order to charm the sex god for the good of the sages.
Yeah. So see how many different ways the Lord's eyes are described, especially his eyebrows, arc-shaped eyebrows, dancing eyebrows. In the previous shloka, dancing eyebrows. Here, arc-shaped eyebrows. His smile is described as snigdha smita, hasam harer. So many adjectives. Beautifully described. These are the three shlokas. Kapiladev is describing how to meditate on the Lord. We always talk about smarana, right? Remembrance of the Lord. So remembrance of the Lord means remembering Krishna's face, his eyes, his smile, his feet, the entire decoration that you see in the temple, everything. So it's an art. One has to cultivate this habit of taking detailed darshan of the deity in the temple. Most of the times what we do, we just quickly take darshan, right? We bow down 3 times and then we do pradakshina 3 times or 108 times, whatever number of times. And then somebody is sitting in front of the deity in the temple, they close their eyes and then I don't know what do they meditate on. So we don't go to the temple to close our eyes. You stand in front of the deity and take good like 5 to 10 minutes darshan, paying attention to each and every individual detail so that you don't forget anything. And when you come home, you try to remember that form, all those details. This is how we practice Marana. This is how we practice remembrance of the Lord. So start with his eyes, because everything came from his eyes. the creation happened, as Gajendra described, the creation happened through his glance. So focus on his beautiful glance. తెలుగులో అంటారు కదా, నీ చల్లని చూపు మాపై ప్రసరించు. కురిపించు. సో స్వామివారు కురిపిస్తున్నారు, ప్రతి నిమిషం కురిపిస్తున్నారు. మనమే వెళ్ళి చూడాలి, ఆ చూపుని, ఆ చల్లని చూపుని చూడాలి, మనకి తగిలేటట్టుగా చూడాలి. సో
Especially chanting time lo we need these type of when we are doing chanting.
Yeah.
So when we can remember all how his eyes are, it helps to concentrate on that.
Yeah. Yes. The best way is when you are in the temple, you try to chant at least one round. You try to chant so that you can remember that form. And the same thing you can try to memorize, try to remember when you are at home also. Yeah. Or if you have a beautiful deity of Krishna at home, you can look at that deity and chant. Or you can open a beautiful picture on internet, look at that picture and chant.
And these descriptions of beauty of Krishna helps in, to focus in chanting. I realized. So చూస్తూ చేయడం వల్ల ఈ డిస్క్రిప్షన్ అక్కడ వీ కెన్ రికలెక్ట్. అదర్వైజ్ జస్ట్ డైటింగ్ చూస్తున్నాము, ఓకే ఐస్, జస్ట్ ఐస్ లేదా అలా అనిపిస్తుంది. బట్ వెన్ వి నో ద డిస్క్రిప్షన్, హిస్ ఐస్ ఈస్ లైక్ లోటస్, మీన్స్ అట్లీస్ట్ వీ కెన్ స్పెండ్ సమ్ టైమ్ బై సీయింగ్ హిస్ ఐస్.
Yeah. So in these shlokas, Gajendra is giving some philosophy. Sometimes this kind of philosophy, especially philosophy about the creation, maintenance, destruction, it may look little dry, but it is important to know these details at a high level, because devotional enthusiasm without philosophical background can lead to instability, and philosophy without devotion, it leads to dry speculation. So both are needed. Only devotion is not enough, and only philosophy is not enough. So devotion with philosophical background, that is what will keep us stable on this path. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he emphasizes on studying the scriptures so much. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because in future, all of you will become preachers. Each one of you, 5 years, 10 years from now, each one of you will become preachers. You'll all be giving lectures. Shamala will be giving a lecture in ISKCON Rajamandri. Sarita will be giving a lecture in ISKCON, where is that? Ongolu?
Nellore Prabhuji.
Nellore. So like that. So you need to cultivate this habit of studying scriptures, for both purposes, to become a preacher, to preach to others, and also to develop unflinching faith on Krishna.
When you are preaching or sharing the knowledge, definitely it helps us a lot. So definitely we go through the each and everything very
Carefully, right?
so that we'll learn so many things.
Yeah.
But preaching is not a small thing, Prabhuji.
It will come. It will come. 10 years ago, I was sitting like one of you like this.
You are blessed, Prabhuji. You are blessed.
That is not on everybody's plate. That is very special. Krishna will choose like you. He made your path.
Yeah. Everybody can become a preacher in their own capacity, in a smaller way or big way. Everybody can become a preacher. And that's what Prabhupada also wanted. Everybody must preach. Preaching means not to, not to give class in the temple, or that's not the only preaching, right? Like how Shamala, how she is inspiring his family members. She's inspiring her sister, her mother. Yeah. So she sent a message to me the other day that every day she, her sister, and her mother, three of them, they discuss about Krishna Katha on a phone call.
Parasparanakadanam.
Parasparanakadanam. So this is nothing but preaching. You are inspiring others with your words. This is preaching. Okay. So it's 10:11. I think we can stop here. Tomorrow we'll discuss shloka number 5. Okay. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam. Shri Gajendra Stuti ki jai, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jai Prabhupada ki jai, Narayana Akila Guru.
Namaste.
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
ప్రభు రేపు కొంచెం భద్రైక అనే వర్డింగ్ మీద ఈ సందర్భంలో ఎందుకు వాడారు, సుఖదేవ గోస్వామికి సంబంధించి కొంచెం వీటి గురించి కొంచెం వివరం, ప్లస్ జపంలో మీరు అన్నట్టు ఆ యొక్క చూడడం అనేది స్మైల్ గుర్తు చేసుకోవడం అనేది అని అంటున్నారు. కానీ ఒక వినడం అయితే నేను హరే కృష్ణ మహామంత్రం మీదనే కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తూ అదొక వినడం అనేది ముఖ్యం, మనకు రూపం ముఖ్యం కాదు అని చాలా సార్లు వినడం జరిగింది. కొంచెం దీని గురించి కూడా రేపు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయగలరా?
Yes, sure. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.